So welcome back to EBC's Ultimate Fiesta build. This is episode 14. Today Zach has very kindly invited us down to Zach's garage. He's going to show us around some cars in a minute, but he also wants to take a look at our Fiesta. Rays of Sunshine has a special part in Zach's heart. So Zach, do you want to just say a little bit more about it?
100%, yeah. So Rays of Sunshine, I think, is one of the good charities out there, definitely. What they do is fantastic, and I think also what you guys are doing is just as fantastic. You know, it's not easy to raise funds and substantial funds for these sort of charities. You know, it's what we run the museum for, but what you guys are doing will be seen as one of the good things for charity. That's for sure.
That's great. So should we go and have a little look around?
100%, yeah. Let's do it. So this is obviously our new Koenigsegg Regera. We've had it for about 5 months now, driven it quite a bit, set a few records, which is quite cool. It's 1500 brake horsepower, 2000 Newton meters of torque. It does zero, it's the fastest car in the world from 0 to 400 kilometers an hour back to zero. And does it all with absolute ease and comfort. So it's just an absolute masterpiece of technology and also artwork. You know, it's one of the most beautiful cars out there, I think. Took 3 and a bit years to build, but that's probably because I was quite slow at speccing it. But you know, you got to take your time with these sort of things.
And I think you were saying earlier how easy it is to drive and how, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's as easy as, I mean, I could put anyone who's got a driver's license who's been driving for a few years in this. The only thing you have to get used to is the vision. It's the fact that it's got the curved windscreen. It's very much, it's quite off-putting, but then as soon as you realise it's literally no different to any other normal car, you just go, oh, it's easy. You know, it's quite something. Then obviously at the back, the car's finished in blue carbon with gold. The blue carbon is a bespoke blue and the gold is 24 karat gold leaf. All of the gold here you see is anodized. So you've got all gold bolts, gold signs, gold caps. It's got the Akrapovic exhausts on the side. And just, well, I could go on about this for centuries and centuries. You know, this is quite a feat of engineering, really.
Absolutely.
But then behind it is something just as special in my eyes. 427 Sc Cobra. This is an original alley body car. It's a 50th anniversary car, so it was one that Carroll Shelby took an original 427 and made it as good as he could if he built the Cobra today. And so this is the pinnacle of what he would have built it as today. So still classed as an original, which is very exciting.
What power is this one running?
I'm not 100% sure exactly what power it's running, and I wouldn't want to quote it at the moment, but it's, very high, very high, probably too high for anyone who hasn't driven something along these lines before. But yes, I mean, this room is our icon room. We've got everything from 300 SL gull wings to one of the first Lamborghinis to the Miura. We're missing a Countach in here. It's being repainted at the moment. And yeah, just so much stuff. We've also got the PAL V visiting, so I suppose that's quite cool. So, excuse the noise, we've got one of our friends running on the simulator that we've got here. So this is our pre-war room, but also overflow because we've run out of space. So this is, for instance, Porsche 928 GT. This is the V8 manual, so that one of the really rare ones, ultra low mileage, one owner, quite cool. And we've got like the 488 Pista if you want to touch on the modern stuff. Lagonda V12 Le Mans, that's my father's race car. Crazy, that thing, absolutely crazy.
How long's that one been with you?
That one was one of the first, so we've had that probably 10 years. The collection's been running for about 12 years, and it's just something that we as a family do, and we just love. We don't buy and sell, we just buy as art. Not all of them are ultra fast or ultra expensive. Some of them just got a great story behind them, or
and they mean something.
Did something, yeah. Exactly. So yeah, no, it's yeah, this is Interesting room. There's a lot of history in this room. A lot of history in this room. So this isn't a story I've actually told on this camera already, so no one knows about this, but basically as a kid I always went to auctions with Dad, and we always went to buy signs and pumps, and I wanted to do some bidding. I wanted to try and bid on something. So Dad gave me a £50 allowance and he said, you can go out and buy something for £50. There's an auction tab, but don't go above £50. So okay, no problem. I found this massive, great big tyre, right? And as a kid, a big tyre, roll it down a hill or something, I knew I'd find some use for it. So I won this auction prize for for £25, right? And I said to Dad, I was like, I've got this massive tyre. He goes, where is it? I said, it's over there somewhere. And so it wouldn't fit in the Range Rover. So luckily we had a friend of ours with a big trailer, and we took it home and I started rolling it down the hill. The only problem was it was so heavy. Like when I say it's heavy, Dad struggled to lift it. And so what happened, we got a phone call later on in the week, and someone said from Australia, said, we'd like to buy the tyre off you. Now, calling from Australia, that's a bit of a weird thing. So I said to them, I said, okay, fine, you know, why are you wanting to buy it? They said, we don't want to tell you, we just want to make you an offer. Well, okay, fine, bit suspicious. They said, we'll give you tens of thousands for this tyre. So now instantly this triggers alarm bells going, why is this tens of thousands? Well, if you come around here, we did a bit of digging, and turns out I was probably quite lucky when I bought this tyre for 25 quid, because this was one of the tyres. You ever heard of Bluebird? Yep. This was one of the tyres that Bluebird ran its 403 mile an hour on. Wow. And this is one of the original Bluebird tyres. And there is the Bluebird project. In England, it was one of the first cars to set a land speed record, signed by Donald Campbell. And this is the actual tyre it was on, and there's some imagery about it. It's a little toy, and that is certified as one of the tyres that the car did the 403 mile an hour on. So quite something there, and I think Dad was quite happy when I bought that for 25 quid, so very cool there.
So Zach's shown us some amazing cars today here. He's now going to go out in the Fiesta and let us know what he thinks about it. So yeah, we'll get you out and see how you find it.
Yeah, cool, let's do it. That sounds wicked.
But it's got telescopic diff in it, it's got some ST coilovers on it, it's got the anti-roll bars, all the engine work's been done, hybrid turbo. So yeah, just let us know what you think about it.
There's no turbo lag, is there? That is amazing. Oh, what a car. Oh, I like that. Even in the wet, it's and the brakes. I know I'm not saying it's just because it's EBC. The brakes are fantastic.
It's got one of our 330 big brakes on it.
You can feel the power with it. I mean, the engine was on this. This is probably the first time I've driven a modified car.
Yeah.
Like proper, like actual, someone's put some effort into modifying it. And this is, it's really nice.
I think it would be a really nice balance for someone, for a road car. You can live with it.
Absolutely.
And it's a very capable
This is not a scary car to drive on the road. No. Whereas I know a lot of people who have modified their cars where they're unusable on the road.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, definitely. This is. I mean, I can't really open it up, but you can feel how well put together. The responsiveness to the steering as well is. So the diff, is it locked?
No, it's not.
So there's an open
So
diff?
it's a plated.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a plated LSD.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So,
That's brilliant. I love that. That's very cool. The noise of it as well. I've never driven a turbo, but this has more response. I'd say this is more responsive than the Pista.
yeah.
I would say this is more responsive than I've got.
And obviously you've got your Focus as well, so you are, you've got a fast Ford.
Yeah, I'm big into my Fords. I think Ford make bloody good cars. I can't swear on this, can I?
Ah, you can. So it seems more genuine,
Yeah, no, it's. I'm impressed with this actually.
But it's been set up really nicely.
Yeah. It's a lot of travel at the moment. You haven't got a boost gauge in here?
Oh, we have actually. So
You do?
that P3 gauge there,
Yeah.
you can switch that through, so it would do shift lights, 0 to 60,
Really?
temperature,
That's cool.
exhaust gas temp. It will do boost. You can read your codes on it and delete them.
Okay.
So it's a properly nice little bit of kit that.
And I said the proportions of it as well. I know it is just a Ford, but the seating position for even where it is, it's exactly what you want to feel for a track car.
Well, that's it. I think, and one thing that Ford do struggle with sometimes from factory is the seating positions.
Yeah.
So I think it's been really nice to have that opportunity to change the seats.
Yeah.
Kind of get it there.
This has got to be one of the fastest Fiestas out there, isn't it?
Well, we hope so.
Yeah.
We put it up against our GTR.
Faster?
I can't say. The video hasn't been released yet.
Oh, okay.
And then we had Jake Hill out in it, like I said. So he enjoyed it. So it's all about getting it out there and raising money for charity.
Absolutely, and I think what you guys are doing genuinely is a brilliant thing. And Raise the Sunshine, such a good charity.
Yes.
I'd been aware of it since before Churro.
Okay.
And then when Churro started telling me about it, I was like, oh, I'll pop down and then realised what a massive thing it was.
Yes.
And speaking with Yanni and everyone there, and Jay and Churro, they were all talking about it. I was like, this is such a big thing.
Yeah.
It would be a shame to sort of miss out on it,
Absolutely.
You know what's crazy? So you've done full suspension on this, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's not as hard as I thought it would be.
No, it's really nice,
weird.
actually.
These are nasty roads, these, and it's not as.
Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
stripped
It's just
out
where it's been
interior.
stripped out.
This is brilliant.
And obviously, like I said, it's going to be supplied with 3 sets of wheels.
So 3 sets of wheels. Interior as well, you said?
Well, we have got a completely
got a
standard
standard
interior.
yeah.
You know,
I don't know why you want the standard interior, but not something like
everything that's come off the car we've got. You know, it's not
this. Yeah.
not gone anywhere. And you know, it's just functional. You can just use it.
Yeah. Amazing. That is incredible. And that's the turbo spill
Yeah.
isn't it? Big turbo?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
why are they called hybrid turbos? Is it the brand?
No, so it's got a. I'm not as much
sure,
into
no,
turbos
no,
as
sure.
Tony is, who installed
yeah.
it, who runs Puma Speed,
Yeah.
and there was a video about that. But from my understanding, it's a much bigger turbo. It's what they call the X58 Evo, and I think what a hybrid is where they take like the standard body of an already used turbo. So it's still new,
Yeah.
and they just change all the internals.
Makes sense. No, I'm impressed by this. This is very, very impressive. emphasise on video how little I'm accelerating. Obviously, bearing in mind I'm obeying within speed limits, but the pickup on this is hilarious. I mean, it's just that's brilliant. Absolutely love that. You're getting a lot of trouble with this. It's got a lot of power.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up an i8 later, and this is...
Oh, okay.
I feel depressed now, because the i8s are the furthest thing from this possible. I like these brakes. I want these brakes on my Focus. This is wonderful.
It does just take the bumps as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I tell you what, you could have made a big mistake making this incredibly harsh, but no, this is sound. It's got a proper race car feel whilst not having the typical race car attributes, which are a bumpy ride, you know, an irritatingly drony exhaust. This is perfect. The exhaust isn't drony. It's fun. You can make some cool noises with it. And actually, I find with cars like this, you end up driving more safely. Because when you've got the amount of power that this has, you know that if you put your foot down, you're going to be going stupidly fast.
Yes.
And so with this, you just drive it respectfully. And I don't think I've gone over 50, 60 mile an hour.
No. But it's still, even at those speeds, it's still an enjoyable car to drive, isn't it? I think so.
Oh, yeah. What tyres are you running?
So it's got PS4s on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So fairly good in wet, but better on dry. But
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were great for us, to be fair, on this car at Coop in the rain.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the other wheels, we are probably going to supply like maybe some semi-slicks and, you know, just a bit of variation.
Crikey.
That's what I mean. It's not the fastest car you've driven, but it's fun.
But it's fun. Yeah,
That's it. And it just handles, doesn't it? I desperately want to. Can we organise to get me on track in this? I'm sure we can do something.
I've got to see what it's like. I want to bring my 620R against this.
Yeah.
My Caterham. It's so aggressive. Brilliant. I love it.
That's it. I think we've shown how, you know, you can take it's a hot hatch and you can turn it into an absolute animal.
I give you 11 points for this. 11 out of 10. Yes, excellent. That was just something else. That is wow. I absolutely love that. So I've just been fortunate enough to drive the EBC Fiesta ST, and I have to admit, so I've said this on camera, I haven't driven a properly modified car before, but that felt so incredible because obviously it's very wet at the moment, but it was really usable. The suspension was hard, but not irritatingly hard. The speed was usable. It wasn't uncontrollably maniac. Just everything about it was perfect. So make sure you go buy your tickets, because I know I will be. And if you win this, please let me come and drive it occasionally, because that would be really cool.
So that's it for episode 14 of EBC's Ultimate Fiesta build. Massive thank you to Zach and the rest of the Lewis family for being so accommodating and showing us some of the amazing machinery here today. And we'll see you next time.